What's up, guys? Welcome back to Viewer Castle. Today we're going to start off with Granto. Castle level's at 25. Validated on this archer here, so let's jump into it. It's been a couple of days since I've played Mighty Quest and done a Viewer Castle episode, so I might be a little rusty on this. I actually have to get used to using the 1, 2, 3, and 4 keys instead of W, A, S, and D. Or not W, A, S, and D, Q, W, E, and R. Because still been playing a lot of League of Legends. You can expect a couple more of those videos probably this week. I know I only did the one and then I stopped for a very long time. Alright, so you can see one thing here is your puppeteer doesn't actually aggro the rest of your group there. And I mean, it doesn't really matter that much because you could see I took a lot of extra damage just because I was trying to kite him away from the rest of the group. But it wasn't really necessary. I could have just aggroed everything and it would have been about the same. So no big deal, but you do, I mean, there's no reason not to have your circle over the rest of the group. Alright, so I aggroed this. I'm just going to pull it back. This is like the easiest way to do these rooms, in my opinion. But I don't know where that IMAX actually went. Usually one of them like comes across here. Okay, it's just sitting over there. I'll see if I can headshot it. The Defendatron. I guess I'll just go over there. There's no real reason for me to stay. So, pretty standard spike tunnel room. So far. Good at your level because you're level 25. Level 24 is when you get these 3 active panel spike room. So it's pretty much set up the way you want it to be set up. Other than obviously that one puppeteer area there that I was talking about. Alright, so let's see. So this room, I'm not sure exactly what its purpose is. Normally you have mines in the corners of these rooms because there's so much pressure going through from each side to another that it kind of like forces the person to actually run through it, and it makes use of the room, I guess. And also a few creatures splashed in there is okay as well. It looks like the boss room, so I guess maybe this is because you don't want people exiting your boss room once they enter. That could be another reason to use this. Alright, so I'm going to heal up. And I actually didn't aggro any of the Defendatrons, really. I mean, they change who is actually aggroed. Like, if you get close to the Defendatrons, they'll start to fight you instead. So you noticed a couple of them actually did link up to their respective units, but I would prefer to see AoE Defendatrons for this room specifically, although in the previous room, the spike tunnel there, the one that you have now is fine. So I mean, it's kind of up to you which one you want to use, but if you're going to use Defendatrons with like a lot of units like this, it's probably better to block off a bunch of the damage because most people are going to want to use AoE since there's so much here to kill. So in my opinion, I would like the AoE Defendatrons a little bit better. And the one area with your Pete Poundmore earlier in the spike room, it'll still work just as fine with an AoE Defendatron. Like, it's still annoying enough to deal with. Even though its AoE goes down, you're probably not going to be able to DPS down the Pete Poundmore before the AoE like clicks back in, you know? So it's still going to be annoying for someone to deal with that as well. But yeah, pretty good castle. We'll jump into number 2 in just a second. Alright, for number 2 we have Akali the Assassin. Castle level's a 27, validated on a mage, so let's jump into it. Level 27 means basically level 26 mobs with a few extra defense points. So we'll see exactly what you use. That's like a Zeke upgrade, Smelly Warrior, Jimbo, all those. Alright, so we have a Fire Mine Trap. Unfortunately, they got nerfed quite a bit. I haven't really played a ton since that nerf. It looks like you have 5 springboards here as well. So I think hitting the first one is probably my best bet, just to build up some stun immunity. But really, I don't think that you can actually die to these anymore. Like, they don't hit you enough, you know? It's really easy to get to avoid the amount of damage that you need to take. Although the Jimbo, on the other hand, I could actually die to. Those guys still do a ton of damage. But yeah, because the circles on this they're so small that like it really doesn't matter anymore. I don't think this is useful. Like, I don't think you can use fire mine traps at all to kill people. the only chance is for like a low hit point archer that it's kind of like me. You know, if I had like level 30 fire mines or whatever, or 28 if that's the max, I don't know what the max is on fire mines. If I did land into a pit of fire mines literally in the center of them, and they all overlap, like maybe 9 or whatever that can hit me, I guess it would be closer to maybe 6. 6 to 9, somewhere in there that would be able to hit me. If I landed right in the center so they all hit me at the same time, I might be able to die. But how it used to be is that like literally this entire like 18 or whatever would hit me. Like every one of them that was around because their circles were so big. It's a really huge nerf that they did on those. I don't think they're useful anymore at all. Like, not even in other parts of the castle do I think they're useful. Just because I think you can avoid them way too easily now. I mean, granted, it wasn't like the most fun thing to go up against. It was almost like a 50-50 in some situations if you died or if you got through the fire mine traps. There were some techniques to getting over them, but a lot of people would just spam across them and like hope. And it was kind of annoying, but I mean, you gotta replace it with something, in my opinion. Like, we need so much more to work with in terms of defending. Alright, so again, this room, like the previous, you know, there's not a ton of mobs in here to keep you inside of this, like literally a ton of ballista traps. But they're not going to do anything unless you have some reason to be in here fighting. I'm guessing, again, it's probably to try to keep you out of a specific room. So like right here, like that's kind of a big amount of damage that I could have taken right there. You know, if you get thrown back into those ballistas, and that's actually might be something that we see instead of fire mines, you might see a ton of ballistas, which maybe it takes a few more points, but it might have the same effect. This could be like the next level thing that I'm not sure of yet, because I just haven't been playing, haven't been, you know, seeing the current things that people are doing. But I mean, this is a lot of damage that can come out. And then with that silence right afterwards, if you guys noticed he had a dampener in there, it can put so much damage on you that you could just instantly die. I'm not sure if it works like that or not. But yeah, you can see dampener right here to make it so that you can't just roll out of it. So it's a pretty interesting use of ballistas and springboards like that. Something I haven't personally seen all that much of. I mean, some people do it, but not to that amount, like that many ballista traps to try to just one-shot kill somebody with it. Alright, so yeah, we will jump into number 3 in just a second. Alright, number 3, Space Tits, castle levels 25. Validated on any one of these characters, could have easily validated this castle. Looking at the gear, it's probably the mage. I think the mage has the highest DPS, so most likely that has the best gear. So it's probably the main character that he plays, but could be literally any of them could validate it. So let's jump into it and take a look. Alright. So I'm not sure how often these ballista traps will actually hit someone. Like, I'm guessing the only way is if they hit that first springboard trap that will probably throw you back into them. Yeah, I had to assume that that would be the case. If they miss this first one, I'm guessing that the second one doesn't throw you back, but I'm not sure. Okay, so both of them throw you back. I don't know if it'll throw you back far enough. And then this is just the problem. You could see right there, I didn't really even try to avoid these. I was just like using the trap how it was set up, and it's just not strong enough anymore to actually kill someone. It just doesn't have enough DPS. The circles are so small now. I could die to the IMAX though. That is something that I could die to. So let me, you know, a combination of everything could end up killing me. But I'm not sure that it's worth the defense points anymore to use fire mine setups like this. I mean, this is a pretty big investment with, you know, 12, 24, I mean, 36 just on like springboard traps alone, and then all of these, there's like 15 or so of those, and then the jelly wall setup and the mouse wheel. Actually, you could use the mouse wheel specifically to make it so that you get stun immunity without getting hit by these ballistas. So even if you were going to use this, what I can do is like let myself hit over here. I take maybe 150 damage. If I can get hit one more time. There we go. And then see, even if I get landed on this, you see I won't actually get thrown back to the ballistas. So if someone's smart and they use this mouse wheel trap, they can actually use it to take a lot less damage than your ballistas. So I think your ballistas need to move first of all. Like, I think at least one or two of them How many do you have? 5? At least one of them over on this side. Probably get rid of the mouse wheel trap. Pull the jelly walls up snug against there. And then, I mean, if you wanted to leave this in. But I don't know that it's actually worth the amount of defense points needed to use fire mines now. I don't think it has enough kill potential anymore to kind of like justify it, I guess. Alright, so a Pete Poundmore with a spike room like this is really good. I like the dampeners as well. It makes things a lot more annoying, because in order to not take damage from Pete Poundmore, archers specifically have to use abilities, either Spiral Shot or Bear Traps. And if they're silenced and they can't get out of it quick enough, they're going to take a full round, or possibly 2 from the Pete Poundmore. Jimbos are a little bit easier, although they're easier and harder in the same point. Like, you'll notice that this guy, I'll try to show it off, like this guy will swing, and if I move around, he still hits me even on the opposite side because he actually turns to face you when he's like winding up his swing. I'm not sure that Pete Poundmores are like that, although they attack so quickly it doesn't really matter. Like, I know specifically their over the head smash thing doesn't turn. When you dodge it, even if you're just like right next to them on the other side, it'll miss. Like, say the Pete Poundmore's here, he's winding up to try to like two-handed smash me. I just go off to the side here, it'll miss me. So it's not the same as Jimbo's on that specialization. I'm not sure about the 3-punch, like Fist of Fury type thing. So again, you can see the nerf in action there. That would have killed me probably in the previous fire mines. I don't actually have any potions, so I'm not sure if this is the end of the castle or if there's anything more. It looks like it's probably just the end. But yeah, a lot of the times like this would have killed me, and it's a pretty big investment to not have it be able to kill even a low hit point archer like me. Like 2600 hit points, even though I'm higher level than this castle, 2600 hit points is actually pretty low for archers. I focused completely on DPS, which, like I've said, is not really ideal anymore. You want to have more resistances and more health, because there's less monsters and more traps in most of these castles these days. But yeah, other than that, like, you know, your spike trap room is set up well. I'm not sure about the fire mines. They might not be worth it anymore, unfortunately. I mean, kind of unfortunately, but at the same time, maybe it's a good strategy to remove. I just wish they would add more in these patches as well, you know. Buff up some of the units we're not able to use, or give us that one trap that I'm not sure if it's in the NPC castles anymore. I don't think it is, but previously there was NPC castles where it had like you would go through a room and then like this drawbridge type thing, this wall would like slide down from the ceiling and just like block your escape, and you couldn't get out. And putting someone inside of a room that they have to fight in, or else they have to like try to DPS down this wall that's behind them to be able to get back through. That was a really cool trap that I wish they would have like released to the public and stuff like that. Apparently there was more available in alpha that they removed. There was actually a lot of things that I've heard were a thing. I didn't actually play in the alpha. I only joined during the closed beta in August, but in the alpha apparently there was like multiple floors to castles and stuff like that. There was a lot of different things, but it got confusing, and it didn't really like fit the game, I guess. And they said apparently that they were going to bring it back if they found a good way to implement it, but it's going to be hard to implement multiple floor castles with like how the timer is and all of that, and how few defense points and stuff. Like, adding all that stuff in will make castles a lot longer and probably end up frustrating players that like you're in a castle for 20 minutes or something and then you die at the end and you have to restart the entire thing. That would be kind of annoying. But yeah, this is number 3, so we're gonna end the video. I'm just kind of ranting about Mighty Quest. But yeah, if you guys want to be a part of Eurocast, you can email me at frenzycastleruns@hotmail.com. Level 20 and above castles are what I'm taking right now, and you have to add me to your friends list so I can actually attack your castle through the targeted attack system. I have currently like 1.5 Bureau castles to record on my list, and then I'll be updating my list. The list, by the way, is in the description of the video. You can check it there. It's a little spreadsheet. It's not automatic. I have to update it and go through the emails manually, so it takes me a little bit of time. I have been adding the date on when I update it, so you can kind of know when you sent your email and if I updated it, you should be on the list, basically. And if not, then you'll probably have to resend your email. You might have sent it to the wrong address or something. But frenzycastleruns@hotmail.com is the email. That's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.